Hi ladies, please don't mind the way I look, and if I have a little bit of breathing problems during this, I've been very congested. So I went into preterm labor again, and this time it was brutal, and I have no idea how they were, as you can see, I'm not in the hospital, how they were able to stop it. Even the doctor was 99.9% sure that I was giving birth. So Tuesday morning, woke. I hadn't slept yet, like I spoke in my other update, 31-week update, that I've been having severe insomnia. So it was like over 24 hours I hadn't slept. Maybe I slept a little bit in between those times, like off and on, but 3 o'clock Tuesday morning, so Monday night, 3 o'clock in the morning, Tuesday, I started having massive contractions. So 3 o'clock, quarter to 3 a.m., I got this massive contraction. And I'm like, oh my God, oh no. If you don't know, I was in preterm labor at 28 weeks. I'm 31 weeks and 5 days today. And they were able to stop it at 28 weeks. And I thought, oh no, but this contraction was by far the worst contraction I have ever had in this pregnancy. So basically, I already had an appointment at the hospital at 7 in the morning, and during morning traffic, if it's not starting around like 5 a.m., if it's not uh, traffic, then it takes about an hour and a half. If there's traffic, it takes about 2.5 hours. So I started timing the contractions, and they were about every 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes apart, but they were coming strong. So I had already had an appointment on Tuesday morning at 7 in the morning for an ultrasound to check my placenta. That's a whole different thing. First off, I have the ultrasound. My OB says that the baby is measuring above average. And then I get this call Monday afternoon saying that basically I have to have a scan every week until I give birth to check the placenta, because they are worried that there's an artery or something like that that's not sending nourishment, sending blood flow to the placenta, and the placenta could stop working, God forbid. And so I get all scared, and I'm like, okay, but I thought you said the baby was growing well. And she said, actually, I don't know, I didn't get into detail with the secretary, so maybe it was he is his weight is okay, but then she said something like his weight is a little bit, it's a, not above average, but average, or I'll know more when I see her. I'm confused now. But his growth is about 10 days behind. So, but she said also take into an account that I am only 5'1", and my husband is 5'7", so our biggest baby was 18.5 inches long. So the biggest baby I've had was 18 inches, and the rest were all 18 inches. So I get to the hospital 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm on the ultrasound bed ready to get the ultrasound done. And I said to the ultrasound tech, thank God it's in the hospital, so I could just go upstairs to labor and delivery. I can't take this. I couldn't breathe. I was hyperventilating. That's not a good thing to do when you're in labor. And I said, please, please, please get me the heck up to labor and delivery. So they sat me up on the ultrasound bed, helped me down. I could not even stand. That's how bad the contractions are. And it felt like right before I was going to push with my 15-month-old. And I had to go natural with her. I speak in my video, my 31-week update, or some other update recently I put up, of how because I was in a car accident, my low discs in my back, I broke my neck, and the low discs in my low back are too crushed for me to get an epidural, so I have to go natural. So they bring me up, and that's around 7:15. I'm upstairs, or 7:10, 7:15. I can't remember. And they see how much pain I'm in, and they see how close the contractions are. They're about every 1 to 2 minutes apart, and they rush me into labor and delivery. They rip my pants off, not literally rip them, but pull my pants off, and they checked me. And like I said in my previous vlog, I went into preterm labor with this pregnancy at 28 weeks, and they were able to stop the labor. So they basically check me, and I'm still at 2 to 3 centimeters dilated. So, but the contractions were off the chart, and I'm screaming, I need an epidural now. Like, it was so painful. Like, it was like, if you've ever had a baby, it felt like when you're ready to give birth, basically. So they're like, you're not feeling like you want to push or anything. I'm like, no, I just feeling a lot of pressure. And they're like, okay. So the doctor comes in now, and she assesses me again. So she does another cervical check, and so they said 2 to 3 centimeters, and then they start hooking me up to IVs and all of this. And she comes back in and she says, you're having this baby today, or you're having this baby tomorrow. We've done everything we could at 28 weeks to try to stop the labor, and you're way more progressed at this point, and you're about 80% phased. And I'm crying and freaking out, but I'm thinking, okay, you know what, I'm almost 32 weeks, I'm 31 weeks and 4 days, so at least I was able to keep him in a few weeks longer, right? And he's had his steroids at 28 weeks, and then they gave me more magnesium in the IV. And oh my god, ladies, if you've ever had magnesium, it makes you feel horrible. I started feeling like hot inside, dizzy. Okay, but that's besides the point. So she comes in a couple of hours later, and my contractions are still going like mad. And so they're like on top of each other now, and I don't have time to really freak out that he's coming early, but I am freaking out. But I'm in just so much pain, and they gave me morphine, and they actually doubled the dose. And they said that could stop, like that could calm the uterus down too for contractions. And then she checked me a few hours later, and then now I'm a 3 to 4, and I think I said, yeah, I was a 70% of phase before. Now I'm like 80 to 85% of phase, and my cervix head was shortening a lot more and whatnot. So they were prepping everything up and whatnot for this baby, for my son to come. And then all of a sudden, around 7 p.m., they started tampering off, and she came in and checked me again, and she's like, okay, you have not progressed. I am in total shock. Like, I have never seen a woman with like in my position and not deliver the baby. So she's like, tomorrow morning, if you're still the same, and that's today, you can go home. So I came home, and I'm still resting. My stomach is really tender. I'm having contractions, irregular, but not as strong as they were. I don't know, like what happened. Like, I was in active labor, and I said active labor at 28 weeks in my other updates, but no, this was active labor. So she was floored. Like, the nurses were floored. They didn't understand. And then this morning, when I got home, TMI took a bowel movement, and I saw a big chunk TMI of glob of my mucus plug mixed with a tinge of blood. So my mucus my bloody show. So I'm just hoping that he stays in a bit longer. And also too, I had a ring that my mother, she passed away not too long ago. It'll be a year in December, and I had a diamond ring that she gave to me. Well, my brother gave to me after she passed away, my brother and my stepfather. And Saturday I lost the diamond to that. So I'm just so upset of that too, but I just want baby to stay in. But I was really upset when I looked down at my ring and that was gone. So I can't afford the diamond because it's very, very expensive. But what I'm going to do is put a birthstone in it. Okay, ladies, that's my update, and I will keep you guys update on my progress. And please send your prayers and vibes that baby boy does stay in at least a couple weeks longer. Take care, guys, and like and subscribe, and I'll keep you updated.